Hello, hello. How you morning? Right. Alright. Get this show on the road. Sorry about that. Immediately showing you the back of my phone. Alright. Infilia. Let's see. This one? Cedric, so you returned, and you seem troubled. Did the role of escort chafe you so? Chafe so? Chafe you so? I missed it. Wilred dead? Mayhap murdered? By the 12, how can that be? We'll send word to Alfino at once. He will want to conduct a full investigation and send word to Wilred's family. Gods, he was just a boy. Who would do this, and why? Welcome home, Cedric. I gather you found Tataru in Limsa Lamensa? I did. Didn't go well. It sounds as though she had quite an adventure, and while it did not end as she had hoped, I suspect that it will prove to be a valuable experience. I dare say she could have managed without our intervention. Even so, I appreciate you indulging my request. Time to every purpose. Use my chin scratchies. Though recent events weigh heavily on our minds, we must needs set them aside for now. One second. I didn't know what I was hearing, and it was one of the cats in the toilet. We're coming to a defining moment in Eorzean history. We sure are. The grand commemoration of our joint defense of Ishgard. The first time in 15 long years that our people have stood side by side with our neighbors to the north to fight in common cause. This may mark the true rebirth of the Eorzean alliance. Failing that, it should at the very least serve to bring our nations closer together. I'm gonna let that play out. Gets her. She is very mad at him. Little trap though. But I'm gonna let it play out. Maybe he'll learn his lesson. She ain't gonna do anything. She just gonna stare at him anyway. He blinked. We have every reason to raise our voices in celebration, do we not? We have bested Dravanians and Asians both. Against desperate odds, we have fought and won. But the Primals still plague us, and the Empire still plots our subjugation. And our triumphs, remarkable though they are, were brought at a terrible price. Brave adventurers and allies broken on the steps of faith, and before our eyes, in this very room, our dear friend Moonbrita. This is the victory we have wrought, and it is bitter ashes in my mouth. It's tough. I would sooner stay here and invite those morning with more appetite to enjoy the feast in my stead. Alas, it is a royal banquet, and all our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to present a united front, that we might serve as a beacon of hope to all. I feel you, I'd rather not go to a party either. They're too loud. That's okay. It seems I have no choice but to take my own advice. I instructed the others to meet us in Oda, that we might make our grand entrance together. Unfortunately, I had to settle for leaving Tataru and Lamin a note. If they do not return quickly, they will have to settle for whatever leftovers I could smuggle out of the fragrant chamber. Rio! Off to the big soiree, Cedric. Raise your glass for me, eh? Or not. You don't look best pleased, lad. Something on your mind? Tell me about Wilrid. By the navigator, Wilrid's dead? God damn it, they must know they've been rumbled. Meaner. Thought it. Past time we had this talk. After our last conversation, I got to thinking about where certain funds were coming from, so I had to dig around, on the quiet like. Sure enough, I found it. Seems a fair bit of coins made its way into the Braves' coffers courtesy of a Dodo Consortium. A daft name for a business, if I heard one. Is what first gave me an inkling that something weren't right. So I went through the ledgers again and found another half-dozen donations from organizations with stupid bloody names. Didn't take long to find the common thread. All were owned by the Mirage Trust. Oh, I'll give that bastard credit. He showed us up for amateurs we are. Up for the amateurs we are. Short of calling one of his business the bloody bribery consortium, I don't know what more he could have done to mock our rules on financial contributions. The gods only know how many men of the first and third are taking Taleji's coin. But now we know if some of them are. I'd wager me right eye they're the ones what did for Wilrid. Earnest young fool had taken to asking the wrong kind of questions. Bound to attract attention, he was. Should have seen it at the time, but I didn't. God damn me. Still, I don't see what Taleji hopes to accomplish. He hid his scheme and with all the care of a drunk piston in the wind. Now, he's cleverer than this, so we need to be clever too. It's the only way we'll ever repay this debt of blood. We'll purge every one of them traitorous bastards from our ranks. On that you have me word. And Cedric, on yourself when you're in Alda, see? Okay? We're heading into a storm. Well, kind will sweep a man overboard, drag him under, before he knows it. I'll do my best, Real. My best. Oh, bro, promenade. Still only 10% of a level. We've been waiting for you, Cedric. The celebration is due to begin shortly. I'd hoped that we might make our introductions together, but Mistress Momodi just sent word that you are needed at the quicksand. Oh. That's weird. We will go on ahead. Cedric, pray join us once matters at the quicksand are resolved. Give my regards to Momodi, and let her know that I will call upon her anon. Sure, Tancred. I appreciate you dropping in on such short notice, Cedric. I know you've got places to be, so I won't waste your time. You're friends with the crystal brave named Alian, aren't you? For my adventure? Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure you recruited her yourself. Well, anyway, she came around for a meal not long ago, and before she left, she asked me to give you a message. Said if the others end up dragging you to the feast, I was to see you got it before you made your grand entrance. Meet me at the station west of the Coffer and Coffin. There's something I must show you. Short message, I'll grant you, but she thought long and hard before picking those words. Barely touched her food, too. Under other circumstances, I have thought those signs of a troubled heart, but something tells me she ain't planning to confess her undying love. Thanks, Momodi. Yeah, I'll just head outside. Bye. A good summer. Keep Paper Dragon. Stand upon the platform, your thoughts begin to wander, and all too soon, yeah, very close. The ghosts of comrades lost and enemies slain begin to file by your mind's eye in solemn procession. Clearing your head, you can scan the horizon, but see no sign of Alien. Oh, I don't like that. Spreading your ears to listen, you hear the chatter of Kikern and the buzzing of syrphids, but no approaching footfall. Sighing, you bow your head, only to notice the vial lying at your feet. Oh. Good enough. Cedric, is that you? What brings you out this way? Have you seen Alian? Alien? I know, I haven't seen her about. Had she come this way, I guarantee we would have crossed paths. I must have passed the spot a dozen times. We're to patrol the city's environs on account of the royal banquet. Captain's orders, you understand? Speaking of which, isn't it about to begin? Should be with the other honored guests, enjoying your well-deserved respite. I pray return to Oda, Cedric. If I chance to meet the lieutenant, I will tell her you were here. I hope you see her. Laurentius. Still a bastard, aren't you?
O Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
Momodi, okay, I'm gonna Momodi. Man, my mind just like blanked out for a second there. I reckoned you'd head straight to the feast after meeting with Alian. What's the matter, no appetite? Do you know what this... Well, I didn't see her. Do you know what this is? So she wasn't there, but this was? Eh? Let's see. Looks to me like an alchemist vial, but beyond that I can't say. Might be best if you hold on to it for safekeeping though. Any road, no use worrying about Alian. I'm sure she'll turn up before too long, and when she does, we'll find out what this was all in aid of. Besides, you've got more important things to think about. Would you believe that? While you were away, another message arrived for you. Well, one did. One delivered by the Sultana's handmaiden, no less. Seems Her Grace desires a private audience. Her handmaiden will meet you in the royal promenade and escort you to the Sultana's chambers. So what are you waiting for? Go on then, go. What's happening there, Lalafels? What's suspicious?
You needn't trouble yourself so. Your Grace is most kind, but it is no trouble to me, rather an honor. If your Grace is ready, I shall summon the Warrior of Light. I am.
What were you doing there? Lots of merchants, huh? Emmerich. Fine looking guy, isn't he?
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
With good cause.
A common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies. You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea.
Your modesty knows no bounds, Antecedent. Were
Antecedent?
it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces his countrymen to rejoin the Alliance, we shall all reap the benefits, military and economic.
True. Gonna be a good time.
I tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity. Territorial disputes are all that divide us now. But I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time.
Eventually.
And
Eventually.
failing that, I'll have my trusty Warrior of Light box the ears of all concerned. Speaking of whom...
I'm busy.
He will be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required his attention, but it did not sound serious.
That's it could be serious. I mean, it also is serious because I'm going to go see Nanamo first. Boom, bum, bum. Yeah, no problem. It's a pretty cool thing they're doing. Lettuce, lettuce wrap. Why are you a lettuce wrap? She's cute. Well, FL starter stuff is pretty cute. Hempen head. Thank you for coming, sir. Her Grace is most eager to speak with you. If you require a moment to compose yourself before your audience, you may have it. Or if you're ready, it would be an honor to escort you to Her Grace's chambers forthwith. Upon proceeding to the Sultana's bedchamber, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view the scenes in their entirety. Yeah. Overall, good. I did not say assist scenes. Autocorrect. In sequence. There we go.
Enter.
That's our first cutscene warning.
Your Grace, your guest has arrived.
They should have had one for you start the La Habrea fight.
Pray, come in and take your ease.
"'Tis well that the steps of faith held against the horde."
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
You guys are talking well. I know everybody there understands what the words actually mean.
Such noble words after the fact.
Yeah. Everybody knows that off, you know. It's for show. Don't listen, it's politics. Don't worry about it.
I had hoped to speak in the presence of Her Grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands. "'Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one."
Patch.
Very well.
Is aught amiss?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon.
Careful, off, you know.
You wished a word, Yu Hase?
Hmm?
You may go. Your Grace. You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion. I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy.
Pretty big deal.
You have seen for yourself the storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence. But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few.
Sounds a really good idea.
Yet, that which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. And even Roban, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand.
Of course, Roban's a bro.
You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me?
Absolutely.
I am truly grateful. More grateful than I can well express. How much we have both changed since that day we met beneath the Sultan tree. And the days ahead promise to change us further still. I hope that we will recognize ourselves when all of this is over.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What the fuck? Oh, Nanamo.
Your Grace!
Why would you come bursting in unannounced at a time like this anyway? Oh yeah, because she's with you.
Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead. Poison in her wine? You did this!
You did this.
Spare us your denials! I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance.
That you came in conveniently at the exact same timing as she fell.
I hereby accuse you of regicide. Men, arrest this viper.
Fight me. It's the cops. I'm in trouble. Alfino's in trouble.
Sir, barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
Uh-huh.
What is the meaning of this?
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See.
Have you really?
I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
Have they?
A surprise attack.
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Commander, we must away.
You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia.
And polite words with a very impolite meaning. Of course this is where Thancred is.
Whatever is going on in there? Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance hour is rather full. Another time, perhaps?
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about?
As if that's not the most made-up garbage in existence.
Ah, if you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself.
Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts.
Forbidden arts?
You'd best come along with us.
Nope.
You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals. Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
Are the signals mixed Thancred, or do you just not understand what Rose are trying to tell you?
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us now.
Big mad.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. and you lecture me on personal armies. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthis.
Distractions in
How
Cartano.
the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Wait, goddamn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
Caught.
No! No, this cannot be!
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity. Bring in the prisoner!
It's such a huge important event. That's not the first thing he said when he came in. He didn't say burst in and be like, the Sultana is dead. No, he had other bullshit to do. Right.
This man stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul Namo and his suspected accessories to the crime. All members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
This is madness!
What a pity. Who'd have thought your tale would end like this?
My tale? Well, don't worry about that.
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison her grace was found upon the assassin's person.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded her grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Uldar!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled! I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield.
Dark gift?
Oh, yes. I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will.
What? We couldn't even get them to show up for Ishgard, bro.
Your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich. For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend.
That was through my works, bro.
I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces.
What?
Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands.
Are you drunk?
Now that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
Some real Alex Jones vibes coming from him.
She cannot be dead. Stand aside, Ilbert. I want to see the Sultana.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that.
But, yeah, she administered it.
This cannot be. Nanamo. No!
better than the Darth Vader, no.
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Uldar.
Oh, of course it does.
Should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you. It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
I'll bet you will. You more than any man.
Whatever do you mean?
Everybody can see the look on your face, bro. Like, you're not hiding this, bro.
You had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say Her Grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
You're practically admitting it, man.
You would mock her, then mock her from hell!
What?
Ugh. Cut him in half. That's the way of it. Somebody pissed off the bull. Don't do that.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow Syndicate members. You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along.
You're next, you scheming bastard!
Raban!
It's just a flesh wound.
Admiral, we must leave.
Second.
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Okay.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide.
Mm-hmm. Sure we have.
And arrest this traitor as well.
I mean, that's kind of fair. He's not a traitor, but... He did just cut Kaleji in half.
I hope you choke on their coin.
Robon knows the way of it, doesn't he?
'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. You are not the man you once were, Raban. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. She took the mad bull and cut off his balls, and a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter.
We'll see about that, Ilbird.
Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
Shit.
You die!
That was a lion roar, though. Come on. Or a tiger. Something like that. That was a cat roar. That wasn't a bull sound. Come on, Raban, you're better than this. Thanks, bro.
I never doubted you, not for a moment. But there is more to this than I yet understand.
You're not exactly a big brain guy, Raban.
Find out who is behind this plot. It is the only way. Now go!
What a Giga Chad.
Ah, there you are.
Thancred, where have you been?
You know where he's
Avoiding
been.
the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. 'Twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
Yeah. What a strange thing to give when you give cops money, right?
Upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
You always did their cops, Ida. It's
Unless
fine.
you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
I think she's planning on pummeling them all, Papalimo.
The Sultana's assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets. And though we did not share Ponanimo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
Where indeed, we may safely assume that our foe is thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Well, the Crystal Braves have it.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ul'dah.
So that's fair.
Happily, I believe I can provide one. Papashan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Animo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
It's very useful information.
The rest of you go on ahead. I'll handle this lot.
By yourself?
Just a couple of cheap cops, Papalimo. They're cowards.
I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Go behind the door. They'll stand outside for an hour or two.
Now this should be interesting.
Ida, Papalimo!
We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now! Find this tunnel of Thancreds.
Minfilia, we cannot linger.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you doing here, Lolorito?
Now look what you've done.
Ida, are you all right? There are just too many of them.
You're a black mage, man. Flare bomb them.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Nearing the end of my tether.
This is so stupid. We're the scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
Sorry I dragged you into this, Papalimo.
'Tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last.
Let's see what you got. What kind of buff is this?
Let them have it, Ida!
I was hoping you'd say that.
Gooey. Oh, damn. Vaporize them, people. Oh, we made it to the tunnel. Aqueducts. See. Sewer.
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
It must though, right? It's a desert city. They gotta get water from somewhere.
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
You're twitching.
This way!
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
You two, go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
What do you mean to do?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Fear not, antecedent. You haven't seen the last of these fair features.
My friends.
One Thancred. Now's not the time.
Leave us!
What is the plan, milady? Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance?
Busting out some powerful moves for this. We never get to fight with them before, like, don't get to fight with them. So we have no idea what they can do. Come on, Thancred, you could have seen that coming.
Well, this is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady!
Did you just milady Y'shtola?
'Tis done. Forgive me, Mitra.
Mitra.
Farewell, Nymphilia.
Oh, is that the summoner job quest giver? Her sister?
Hydaelyn, she speaks to me. No. I must remain behind, but you cannot stay with me.
What? Why do you gotta stay behind me, Ophelia? Oh, let's go.
Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness.
Oh.
'Tis the only way.
What did Hydaelyn tell you? Crystal Mama, tell me what your plan is. Alfino. How did you get out, Alfino? Ah, Pippin. Square Enix, can we get this?
I'm glad to see you safe, my friend.
Can we get this as a
What
hoodie,
of the
Square
others?
Enix?
Damn that man! Taleji played me for a fool! I thought the Crystal Brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some arms between us and Uldar.
Okay, but I mean, like, I don't actually know you yet. Who are you? Canonically, I don't know you yet, Pippin.
Well, would you look who it is? Need a ride? I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway.
What timing? Get me out of here.
Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard!
Go! Hurry up! He just told you not to mess around, man. Come on. Stand around looking. Throw some blankets over us or something, man. We shouldn't want to be seen on our way out of here. Man, what an absolute mess.
I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favor. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Uldar, and likely needed a helping hand getting away.
Alize, how do you know about this, Alize?
Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were.
What luck, Brent.
Aye, and judging by them soldiers as were pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon. Ha! Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
Something like that, Brent.
I had thought to look out for Alize, but would appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
Alfino, this is not your fault entirely. Should have had Tataru looking after your books.
Young sir.
Pippin Taropin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames.
He's got great hair.
I had been on the
just wanna
Alamegan
say
front
that.
these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Uldar. Scarce had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alfino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monitarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity...
Oh, it's because they set the whole thing up.
Was that Pippin, you said? Ain't that the name of General Alden's lad?
Sure is.
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. 'Twas only as we were leaving Uldar that I learned of father's fate. Once I have seen you a safe distance away, I mean to return to the city and extricate him from this madness.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there.
Oh, really?
I dreamed of bringing about Eorzea's salvation. But in the end...
Alphinaud, don't be... Listen.
'Twas I who needed saving.
Happens, Alphinaud. Oh, them soldiers will keep searching for a while yet. Reckon we'll take the carriage back towards Oda and get the lay of the land. Maybe provide a distraction if need be. You three wait here. Help will be along shortly. Stay strong, friends. The real fight's to come. Nod. Nod. Alright, let's go. Okay. Let me be right back real quick. Get some cats food. Such. That was like an hour of cutscenes. Be right back, one moment. This one. Okay, they're happily eating. Let's get back into this. Pippin, what's up, Pippin? Most unassuming folk can prove to be our greatest allies. That fellow was but a passing merchant, yet he lent us aid without a moment's hesitation, or any hint of concern for his own safety. But I can well imagine how a man would feel inspired to risk all in your presence. Father spoke often of you, Cedric, and long have I looked forward to our first meeting. Needless to say, this is not at all how I envisioned it, I'm sure. Master Alphinaud, you must not give in to despair. That would only play into our enemy's hands. So long as you and Cedric are free, may still set things right. Forgive me, Marshal Butterpin, but Alphinaud, my boy, sorry to keep you waiting. Sid, what are you doing here? Pulling you out of the fire, as usual. Your merchant friend told me everything. Truly, then he is no merchant but an angel in peddler's clothing. But tell us, how do you intend to bear our friends to safety? I hid the Enterprise, but a short distance away. All I need is a destination. Must find a place beyond the reach of both the Monetaries and the Crystal Braves. Camp Dragonhead, Querthus. Ishgard will not suffer the intrusion of foreign forces in their territory. That settles it. With me, everyone. Not I, fear. I must remain here. I dare not abandon Ul'dah to the monetarists and their cronies. You may be certain that they will seek to defame you, both here and in the other city-states. But know that I shall do my utmost to thwart their every effort. Frankly, I do not expect it to be much of a challenge. The small folk would not turn so easily on the Warrior of Light and his allies, no matter what the monetarists claim. Marshal Terrapin, I know not what to say. Ah, now that, Father, they were to believe. But enough talk. You must go, Master Alfino. Your airship awaits. Man, that that background music kicked in like right at the perfect time. I don't know if that's when I guess it's when it's supposed to. Up, up, there's no rest for the righteous. Ain't no rest for the wicked. That's all the part I know. Be careful out there, Pippin. Come from the land of the ice and snow. Cool. PlayStation made an official iPhone controller. Should make for Camp Dragonhead to speak with Lord Horsefant. Mayhap he will know what to do. It's here, buddy. Master Alfino, tell me your tale, Cedric. It warms my heart that you should turn to me before all others, and I shall endeavor to deserve your trust. Alas, the situation here has grown more complicated in your absence. It would be best if I explained in full. Which one's the last? This is the last.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault. And 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper.
Oh, there was actually an attack.
The Temple Knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard, and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert.
Yeah, that's not good.
How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment.
But
yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished. But do not despair. You are not without allies.
I know you got us, bro.
You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts. The Falling Snows, or some such.
It's Goshafant. I know you're trying. Lame.
All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Fortom. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor. Agents of Ul'dah will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed. until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence.
That's a real bro move, Horsefant, yeah.
You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind. But let us dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions.
What? Who? What?
'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
Who's here? I didn't think anybody made it here. Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Upon proceeding to intercessory, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Alright, we got 45 minutes. That's the final turn-in of 2.55, though. That's it. Oh, Tataru's here. Alfino, Cedric, is it really you? Several cutscenes, and they're not gonna voice this? I'm so happy that you are, Tataru. You're okay, Tataru. I tried contacting Ophelia and the others, but no one would respond. And then Crystal Braves, our own people, turned on us in the marketplace. Bombing told me to run, and so I did. I ran and ran until my lungs burned and my feet ached, but I lost my way. And then, fortunately, I'd observed some of the Braves behaving suspiciously beforehand. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Yugiri. Ah, yes, my mask. It was lost in the struggle. Pretty, isn't she? Yugiri sure is. After all, she sure is. Anyway, after Yugiri found me, we traveled to Vesper Bay and met up with Oriange. I love my lizard girls. When we told him what had happened, he used his magics to weave a glamour around the waking sands. From the outside, our old headquarters now looks like an abandoned storehouse. The transformation didn't take long, either. Apparently, Oriange started making preparations after the Imperial attack, just in case the Empire ever chose to pay us another visit. Good thinking, eh? Good job, Oriange. Sorry, where was I? Oh yes, so we waited there at the Waking Sands, hoping others would come, but no one else did. My people are searching for the other scions even as we speak, but we have met with no success as yet. I had hoped that you might be able to suggest further places to look. But you should know the Rising Stones did not share the Waking Sands' good fortune. Only Crystal Braves await you there. Be that as it may, we yet have cause to hope, do we not? The two of you escaped, it is not impossible that the others could have done so as well. You may have been forsaken by men and women, believe true, but rest assured that the people of Doma yet stand with you. We welcome this opportunity and repay our debts, and shall continue our efforts to locate the others and the scions restored to their rightful place of honor. Thank you, Yugiri.
'Tis all my doing.
Alfino.
I believed myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes. And look what that arrogance has wrought.
I know it's sad boy hours, though. Oh,
I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves, and even the Scions themselves, as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm. But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could defeat the Empire and the Ascians, and find homes for every refugee? Oh, yes. I was so very clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos. 'Twas all but a means to feed my own vanity.
The greed of men is not your fault, Alfino.
Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth.
Alfino.
So, Master Alfino, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you?
Get him, Horsefall.
What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
Oh, it stings, Alfino. I know, Alfino.
Alfino, if I may?
Of course.
Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
Oh.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Orchefon. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity. Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
Yay! Go. Credits are important. Okay. I do not want to sit here for 35 minutes watching these credits, though. They're available. I'm gonna skip them for now. Change scroll speed has. Oh. Okay. I learned my lesson the first time.
All has been arranged as you desired, my lord.
Oh ho 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 ho! Seemed quite grumpy, Lilorito. Was this not to your plans? Well, haven't seen them since we killed Nabrialis. What do you guys think about that, huh? Nabrialis is no more. The order was not his to invoke. His demise was of his own making. Nevertheless, it concerns me. They have extinguished that which should rightly be eternal. Mayhap he was not wholly mistaken. Greater haste may be warranted. We are of one mind. The northern lands, then? The earth is fertile, and the seeds well sown. By my will they shall reap salvation unlike any the world has known. By his will. By his will. Orianger, I have answered thy summons, emissary. Speak and make thine intent known. What are you doing here, Orianger? I would speak of fate, Archon. Yours, mine, the fate of this very star.
Thou thinkest sanctuary lieth beyond.
Say sanctuary? Make your turn.
Delusion, despair, death.
Just want to pet you like a cat, make your turn.
Thou shalt find naught else here.
Are you okay with that? Ooh. Done. That is 2.55. It is over. I can't imagine being left here waiting for months for the expansion to come out. That must have been rough. Alright. I think here's the plan, I think. Here's what I'm thinking. For the remainder of my time today, I'm just gonna screw around, get some XP. I'm gonna take the next 2 days off. Okay, and then on Thursday night, I'll start 3.0. But Friday night, I might be playing something else. It's gonna slow it down a bit, of course. But I think that's the way of it for now. I'll probably still be done before 6.2 comes out somehow. But I want to add something else in the mix. It has been, I don't know how long it's been. Twitch, tell me how much I've streamed so far. Please. 53 hours. Alright, it's been 53 hours. So I don't know. I hope it's fair that I take time to do some other things too. Like this has become my, like, as you can see, it's just us two. I'm gonna take some time to expand and do some other things as well. I'm gonna start with, I think I do want to start with Sleeping Dogs, the more actiony. I love 14, but yeah. I decided to start this as, this is my chill time to play what I want to play, but also just turn the stream on at the same time, right? If it attracts more interest, that would be great. I have plans for lots of stuff I want to play for Eternity. If I only ever get one person, that's how it is, right? Although I'm gonna use it to apply for something that I would really love to do. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna apply for something very special. For now, I'd love to get, I don't know which is better. Try this. If I just do one leveling roulette here, and like the next 2 days, it's not like I'm not gonna play the next 2 days, but I'm gonna do like going around stuff. I'm gonna work on my settings here because I really want like specific. Yeah, I did 50, 60, 70 dungeon yesterday, right beforehand. And I got, like, it would, I think it gives more if like you've never done it. Like I have to do this stuff like if I never did them before. But I just got Huck Manor twice because that's what everybody's doing for D's. People are doing it for D's, right? I'm just gonna do a leveling right now. But I know if I like queue up for like the specific ones I need to do for these quests, I'll get a bunch of the bonus XP. This is more of a like tomorrow thing probably. I'm gonna try to set up some things in Streamlabs, like instead of just playing whatever background music I got on, I want like the starting screen just play like the prelude music, you know, something like that. I'm gonna learn more about how to set this stuff up. Eventually I'm gonna get my own layout, of course. Using 14's free layout is nice and all, but it seems weird to use it if I'm not gonna be playing 14. Right? I mean, I know it's not like really showing anything during normal gameplay or anything, but oh wait, 32. I mean, that's fine. We're just chilling now anyway. I don't know. Not that I'm sure they don't care, but still feels weird. Like I have a layout made that uses like my main character. I don't know if it still works. All the images for it are in the hard drive. I don't know if they exist anywhere now. They must exist on her laptop though. I'll have to check it out. Like she did all my my currently offline stuff and my banner on the Twitch page and everything like that. .48. Yeah. Okay. I know I shouldn't look at these stats, but I gotta be curious sometimes. I gotta upload. I'm glad I got YouTube fixed. That's what I'm gonna do too, is I'm gonna set up. I've already done the what is it? The confirmation or whatever on YouTube, so I can use YouTube Live, and I'm gonna use both. So yeah, I know that doesn't help Twitch stats, but I think that'll be nice. I'm gonna do it to both. Like somebody else I watch does he does it straight to both at the same time. Kind of nifty. Like I see, like, you know, I'm looking at Twitch chat while I'm watching him on Twitch, and like he's got comments pop up on screen from YouTube. Very cool. And then I think that means YouTube will automatically save everything too, so I don't have to worry about exporting them. Get auto archives as long as I want it to. Return while I wait. Clean up my inventory. Maybe also, like, so I think I'm gonna do other things Friday nights, like I said, maybe I'll try PvP in this game for the first time ever. Maybe I'll try going for like learning Palace of the Dead. I can even do like yeah, like what if I do this? What if I could do God, I can't think of his name right now. You know, silly quests. Yeah, PvP. I'm interested in PvP. I'm also very. I don't know. It's hard to say. Most of the time with PvP, I get frustrated very easily. Mostly because I'm hard on I take myself too seriously. Like way too seriously. I get frustrated that it's not going well. Which, you know, that's a me thing. Maybe it'll help me get over it. The only time, oh, Jeebus, you know, it said 10 minutes. And so I came here to do market stuff. And it took like 7 minutes left. Alright. I did... Oh, let me do this. Brand new ring. What level are we? 19? Like that, look at that. I shouldn't have registered it, but... Do I have AoE? No. Hate not having AoE. Sorry, Joe Mercury. I did arena in Cataclysm with a couple guys from my guild, and we loved it. Like we hit like 15 something, which I thought was great. But I didn't have any of the problems like during that time. So maybe if I can think of it the same way, I'll be okay. Not emotes. Let me eat an egg. Let me eat an egg. Thank you. Yeah, I kind of want to try out Sage too. Like I have unlocked Sage and leveled it a little bit, but I haven't played it nearly enough to know what I'm doing on it. Yeah, I've done a little bit, like, even that finishing the first quest off, when you do the event in, St. Moinex? Doing the event in there was actually pretty rough, because I don't know how don't know how anything works yet. Does one hit harder than the other, or do they hit the same? They hit the same? Alright. Go back and forth. I wish I could turn those in for seals someday. Probably not someday. Probably not gonna work that hard on this character to rank up in the Grand Company. Alright. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, I've not done even a single moment of PvP. Like I've gone there. Right? I've gone there and looked at the Reclaimer stuff. Like in here. Yeah, that could be fun, I guess. Be something I'm terrible at. Like PvE, easy breezy. You can do whatever in PvE, just fine. Oop. But PvP, I'll actually know nothing about. Did I not get? What the fuck? I don't know how much these are actually helping me or not. Hey, rude. I didn't do anything to you. They're already on it. Alright. Roll. I would have liked something a little more interesting. That's alright. That's how it goes, right? No. Haha. Beat you to that one, didn't I? Those not bosses. Have I actually gained XP in here? Oh, a little bit. Oops. Ah. Not worried about the edge. Yay! That was a good chunk. That was a good chunk. Just roll. Roll, man. All you gotta do is roll. All you gotta do is roll. There's only two of us, just roll. There you go. Oh, you left. Okay. Can I fit in something? Can I fit it? I can fit it. Man. That was a good chunk. But it wasn't too much. Fix my stuff again. Alright, I think I'll just get myself to... I got like relocation? Not really. Yeah. Would love to turn this in for seals, like I said, but... What's up? One second, one second. I bent my mic up. Okay. I'll finish this later. Alright. For now I'm gonna head off. Get ready for works. Take the next 2 off. And then I'll be back here Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Maybe I'll see you then. We're gonna do... Yeah, gonna start 3.0. Start 3.0. Alright. I'll see you then.